Is this thing on? Listen, I have a secret. I told you all that the Self First podcast is coming October the 15th, but today I need to release episode 0. I cannot start this journey without telling you the reason why Self First. And I guess I got to introduce myself. I mean, nobody knows who I am on this Apple podcast, on this Spotify podcast, on YouTube, but I guess you need to know, right? Why the Self First podcast? Why Coach A? Here we go. Episode 0 right now. It's going to be a short one. We're going to get into the why, the reason, the vision. I'm your host, Amber Anderson, but you can just call me Coach A. In a little bit, I'm going to introduce myself. But first, I want to tell you Self First. Why? Where did it come from? I went back into my phone and just typed Self First, and I went all the way back into maybe the first time that I've used the phrase Self First. It's been a long time, y'all. It's probably been about 12 years. So in Mark 12, 30 and 31, it's a commandment. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. And then it says in the next verse, love your neighbor as you love yourself. And then it hit me, Self First. And that's pertaining to the second scripture. I had someone challenge me one day when I post Self First. This was way back in the beginning. I said Self First, and they said God first. Yes, absolutely. Verse 30, God first. Self First from verse 31. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. What if I don't love myself? What if I hate myself? Does that mean I hate my neighbor? The revelation that I have behind Self First, it comes from scripture, but it applies to life in so many areas. And we are going to do the Self First work. I believe that I truly cannot serve in the spaces that I serve without taking care of myself, without loving myself whole, without respecting myself fully, without forgiving myself in its entirety. When I take care of self first, I can go out here and I can be amazing in my home. I can go out here and I can be amazing on my job. I can go out here and I can be amazing in my friendships. I cannot afford to hate myself, to destroy myself daily, to continue to remind myself of all the lies that I've told myself in the past. I can't do that to myself, because I do want to go out here in this world and I want to love the people that I love. I want to be good to my family. I want to be good to my mom. I want to be good to my home. I want to be good on my job. I want to be great to the kids that I serve. I want to be good in my friendships. But when I fail at being good to myself, being great to myself, then I am going to go out here into those relationships and I'm going to destroy them, because I am destroying myself on a daily behind closed doors when I look in the mirror. So, Self First is a journey that we absolutely have to navigate if we want to be good out here in the world. And I think most of us do, right? Most of us want to be good to our friends. The people that we love, they're good to us. They fill our cup. But the truth of the matter is we should be filling our cup first and then letting everything that comes from the world just overflow and overflow. And everybody feels that you're in an overflow because you already done the work. That is the vision behind Self First. Those are the things that we are going to touch on each and every week. We're going to tear life apart, and then we're going to get to the root, and we're going to talk about Self First. Is your life falling apart because you have not put yourself at the center of how you navigate your relationships and the spaces that you entertain? Self First has been a powerful message for me in my own life. When I find myself in broken friendships, I reevaluate now, am I only loving them in the capacity that I can love myself? I used to call myself a plant mom. I've kind of gotten away from that because I'm not that great at it. Because when I'm going through high moments in life, when I'm good to myself, I'm usually good to my plants and they're thriving and they're showing off and they look real good. But when I go through those low moments of life and I might be beating myself up a little bit, my plants feel it. And I lose every single plant in my home in those seasons of life. I can't afford to do that with people. I can't afford to do that on my job. I can't afford to do that with my family. I have to figure out how to, even in the midst of the broken places in life. I have to find out how to stop and make sure that I am filling myself up with love, being respectful to myself, being whole. I have to find wholeness even in the midst of the pit because I want to make sure that I can maintain and protect and hold on to the good stuff that life has granted me. So there you have it. Self First Podcast is coming because it's been a vision in my mind for over a decade. It has been a story bubbling up in my belly for a long time now. It is the way that I attempt to do life because I truly do believe that if I take care of myself first, if I try to be whole within myself first, if I love myself in such an overflow that I can spill out into this world, I believe that it's obedience in the self first journey because as I said, it's biblical for me. This podcast, it won't be a spiritual podcast. We will touch on spiritual things, but the root of self first, I seen it in the papers of the word, and the word says to love your neighbors as you love yourself. And if that is one of the greatest commandments, then I need to figure out how to make sure I am loving myself in its fullness so that I can be full to serve and give and be great in the world that I entertain each and every day. And the truth of the matter is, in a selfless way, we go out here and we're like, forget about me, forget about me, forget about me. I want to make sure this is okay. I want to make sure this is okay. And we put ourselves on the back burner because that's what our heart does. But we have to find a balance between the forget about me and the self first. Because when you do take the time to do the work for self first, then you can say, I can truly forget about me as I go out here because I am well, I am taken care of, and I won't miss a beat in being exactly everything that I'm supposed to be in the spaces that I go and entertain each and every day. So, first, we're going to touch on it. We're going to dig deep into it. We're going to cover it in every layer that we can. In our first chunk, we're going to talk about it in a sense of love and relationships. In our second chunk, we're going to talk about it in a sense of healing and growth. And then in our last chunk, we're going to talk about it in a space of gifts and talents. We are going to nail home the self first vision and we're going to figure it out together because I know even though I've lived with this visual for over a decade, every single day it's a discovery. We never stop self discovering. So I'm going to discover right here with you in front of this microphone, in front of this camera, because we are going to truly unlock these secrets of life in many spaces that I move throughout the day. I am known as Coach A. I've been a basketball coach for over 15 years of my life. My students, my players, they call me Coach A. I am an educator. I've been in education for 8 years. I took the longest route that you can take. I left high school 20 years ago. Wow, I just celebrated my 20th year high school anniversary. So I'm kind of telling my age right now. But when I left high school, I started my college journey as a physical education major and chickened out at some point and went the long route and worked a lot of jobs that I did not desire to work, only to find myself in a school going an alternative route to finish out my certification to become the physical education teacher that I desired to be 20 years ago. I am a mom. I became a mom about 9 years ago, and my kids are 16 and 20. So yes, I became a new mom to children that was getting very close to preteen, teenage years. My boys and I stepped into each other's life through marriage. And for the last 9 years, it has been a blessing to discover with them, to learn how to parent through them, but most of all, to witness their journey in life and absolutely be one of their biggest fans. Boy photography is my baby, is my business, and we've been growing. And as we grow, this is something that I have absolutely prayed for. But I'm getting to a point where I'm like, God, thank you. Thank you for your overflow in every area of my life. Now we have to figure out how I can continue to receive the overflow and not be flooded. I just blurted out some of the titles that I carry throughout the day. While I am not really into titles, they are important for context. They are important for knowing what you're getting into. I was working an event this past week where there was a buffet line, and I couldn't figure out if the sandwich was turkey, was chicken, was tuna. But thank goodness for the labels, right? I was able to figure it out. When it comes to identifying, labels are important, and I will at times share labels in my life, but I need you to know me beyond the label. I need you to know me beyond the titles, because there's substance, and there's a lot of areas that I live out loud in life, because I need people to know, to not see me as my label, but see me as my substance. Because a lot of times we can dismiss and not pick up the tuna sandwich, or not pick up the chicken or whatever, because we see the label of what it is. And I've seen a lot of people that identify as certain things that I identify as in life that is automatically wrote off because you chose to see their label and not their substance. So I have taken it upon myself to put my label out there. But while I put my label out there, I'm going to continue to show you my substance. I'm going to continue to show me that I am more than just this label. I am going to continue to show you that there is abundance within me, and there's gifts and talents within me. So I feel like I want to touch on every single podcast right now in this episode 0, but that's not what we're here to do. But that's what I need you to stay to witness, because the Self First podcast will dig into every single area of life where self matters. How you treat yourself matters. How you show up in the world matters. Self first isn't selfish. It's necessary. I remember in my childhood really struggling with myself, with my identity. I wanted for people to love me. I wanted to have friendships. I wanted people to not leave. So I found myself oftentimes conforming or overdoing, and it got to a point for me in my childhood that I recognized really early that I'm doing too much. I am trying to make this friendship work. I am trying this. I am trying that. And then I go home and I feel empty. I feel inadequate. I feel as if I am not good enough. Man, that feels like preaching, but I promise you, I've already filmed. I didn't tell y'all this. I've already filmed episode 1, and I have a very special guest. I can't wait to tell y'all. I'll probably do that on this week at some point. But when I get guests up here, you're not going to hear tons from me. You're going to hear some questions. You're going to hear some feedback. But I want people to be in front of the mic that's going to give you this self-first knowledge as well. So I'm talking a whole lot on this episode. That's why it's episode 0. I want to get it out the way so we can get to the good stuff. And that's episodes. I got 12 already in the vault. We're going to knock them out each and every week. We're going to finish out the year strong with a self-first journey. I hope y'all stick around and join me. I hope that you tell somebody. I need you to tell somebody. I see the likes. I love the likes, but you can level it up just a little bit for me and press share so that other people on your news feed can recognize that the Self First podcast might be something that they're interested in as well. We have a Substack, and I love the Substack because it allows me to share emails with you. So I can send out a newsletter. I sent out a newsletter this past week with the email attached to it. And that email platform is going to allow me to get the information to you in the easiest way. And it's also a way that I can build community with my Self First podcast watchers. We're going to have to figure out some name, or maybe we're not. Maybe that's just doing too much. But anyways, we can create that community and we can talk. We can journal. We can feel safe there. I'm very excited about the Substack community. Please make sure you subscribe to the Substack. Where can you watch or listen to the Self First podcast? On YouTube, each and every Wednesday, you will be able to see the episodes. Again, I have no production team. I have no team behind the scenes. It's me, myself, and I. There is a time goal that I desire. I might miss the mark at times because I just told y'all every single label that I carry each and every day. But the desire is to launch at 6 a.m. Why 6 a.m.? Well, I told you I listen to podcasts every morning. That's when I like to listen. So just in case somebody's out there like me, we're going to get it out the way. You can listen to it at the top of the morning. You can also find that podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So those are the 3 platforms that we're going to hit. I might even go ahead and put it up on my Substack. If you are willing to help me as I navigate this journey of a self-first podcast, if you have the skill, if you have the monetary gifts, I would love for you to come on board and help a sister out. I want to get the podcast out at whatever level we have to start. This is where we are, but this does not have to be where we stay. You can be a sponsor on the Self First podcast. Just email me at coacha@selffirst.online. I will go through all of the process with you and we can knock it out. We can put your brand in front of the camera. We can build this platform together. I think that's enough for episode 0. I've told you why self first. I introduced myself. I am your girl, Coach A. I'll see y'all on next week with a very special guest, and the topic is going to be good. I told y'all earlier that I would love to keep these episodes 30 to 45 minutes. That's my plan, but we are not going to leave any good information behind. So if it has to happen, it has to happen. I'll see y'all on next week. Have a great day.